Hey everybody, welcome to our first ever day in the life vlog for homeschooling. I thought it would be fun to do this for our first day of homeschool of the 2021-2022 homeschool year. And so we're starting on a Wednesday. I tend to do that. I tend to make the first week kind of a short week and also do like an on-ramp. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it works really well. It's just a really easy way to ease into the school year. And so I'm going to take you through our day, our first day, but there are a few things that are missing, intentionally missing. First being spelling. We're not doing spelling. Second is science. And the reason that's missing is actually because Sonlight hasn't sent it to us yet. It's back ordered until August 1st, but that's just next Monday, or Sunday. So I'm not really worried about that. It was fine not to do it this week. It's probably better to kind of get the math and reading, start on the history, get the Bible started for the day, things like that. I wanted to just start our routines, and then we'll add things like science and spelling and the twins. No preschool was done today. We'll add that next time. So that's kind of how I on-ramp. I just kind of ease in. I know some homeschoolers take like a month to on-ramp, but I don't know. I'm not able to wrap my brain around that. So I usually do kind of 3-day on-ramp. So anyway, welcome to our day. Some of the other things we like to do on the first day is like a special breakfast. And so let me show you what we have for that. You can see here I made some yummy breakfast, some cinnamon rolls, and I'm getting stuff ready for school. Hey baby, you can see I put out my Sonlight binder, our Bible, and then our first day of school interview sheets, which are really fun. And then I'm putting in here our Sing the Word CD that came through Sonlight. Is to help memorize verses, Bible verses. It's wonderful. My plan is to do it as we eat breakfast, as you can see here. Okay, we're gonna read from here and then do our interviews, okay? So please stop chatting so much. So this is the river that turned to blood, Exodus 7:8-24. It said, Moses and Aaron were having a lot of trouble. The Lord had commanded them to take his people from Egypt. But when Moses and Aaron talked to Pharaoh, he refused to let the Israelites go. So let's talk about a few questions here. Whose rod became a snake, Moses or Aaron's?
Aaron has to do the talking.
That's right.
And
This is where now God is sending Aaron and Moses to Pharaoh. So if Aaron threw down his rod to make a snake, but in the story, did anybody else make snakes?
Yes.
Who was it?
The magicians.
You're right. So which of these is a wonderful work of God? Is the sunset a wonderful?
Baby.
A baby, yep. A bird singing? Yeah. Thunderstorms? Can you name 3 more wonderful things?
Water.
Careful. Okay.
Pizza. I said people.
People's good too. People, pizza. We should think about all the wonderful things that God made.
Bye.
You guys are very silly. Okay, so that was our Bible in our Psalm, Ephesians 4:32. We'll keep memorizing that. But let's start doing our first day interviews. Okay. So you can see we did some fun first day pictures, and now the twins are just playing on the floor while my son starts his math. And he's doing math live on the computer, and I'll just do another video about how this works for us, but we are really liking it. And so while he does that, I will show you their binders. I've set them up really simply. The first thing you have here is their checklists, weekly checklists, so they know what's coming. It's been really helpful. I can do a video if you want, as well as their schedule, which I will be doing a video on. So wait for that. And then the folders have their individual subject assignments. So first you can see it's math, and then it's the Sonlight reading, then handwriting, and then the last folder will be full of Sonlight science. And so that way they can check their checklist and see which exercise they have to do, and it really works out. And so like, for instance, when he finishes up on the computer, then he'll walk over to his desk, he'll check his checklist, and he'll see which exercises he has to pull out of his folder. And then his sister's is set up very similarly. And then it is going to be her time for math. So she gets on the computer and she starts listening to the lesson. And I usually just kind of stay and work with her a bit because she's so young, but she was really getting it today. So I wandered out to see what my son was doing, and you could find that he was doing his whittling, which was exactly what I wanted with their handicraft, that they could go out and start doing that kind of in their off time. So you can see he's doing a really good job of that. So that was a win for our first day for sure. And so I'm going back in to check on her.
Egg.
Good.
Said.
Good.
I. Or.
You're going to have lots of water in your belly.
No.
And you can see once we finished our All About Reading review, we were just going through all the cards from last year. We started our Sonlight Language Arts with the I Can Read It books, and that was going really well. And I set him up with his first copywork assignment, which he likes those fairly well, not all the time. But he did good with that. And then I set my daughter up with her Sonlight Language Arts as well. And it was the kindergarten one, though we're going to be going a little bit quickly through that, which I'll do another video kind of explaining my plans for her. Its own language, its own way of life, and its own name. But when Columbus landed in America in 1492, he thought he was in the Indies, or India. That's why he called the people he met Indians. So after that, we were settled on the couch doing some of our Sonlight history reading. We're starting the American history for Sonlight, and I'm just really jazzed about it, and they were really liking it. And you can see here that we also did the timeline and looked at the globe. So my daughter got that out, and it was a great resource. And we were doing Leif Erikson right here, so you can see we got the sticker in. And there's our read aloud, and I'm just going to show you really quick this book because I'm really liking the Heroes and Happenings book. Anyway, sorry that last part was a little bit rushed. My battery died actually is the reason that was rushed, but it was really fun. So the last part of our day really was spent on the Sonlight stuff. As you can see a little bit of what I showed you, we ended up reading 2 things for history just because my kids were really liking it. So we started with First Americans book, where we talked a little bit about Native Americans and the different tribes. We focused on the Northwest tribes. And then I switched to the reading that was supposed to be for the 4th day this week, and it was Leif Erikson. So talking a bit about the Vikings and things like that before we get into Columbus. Since they were kind of rolling with it, I was like, I'm just going to do 2 things and see how they like it. And they did. And we got to do the timeline, and I forgot that I probably need to explain time a little bit better. I'm like, well, BC and AD, just put the sticker in there. And they didn't quite understand, or they weren't rolling with me too well at that point. But I'll explain that better to them. But as you can see, we put in the Leif Erikson sticker, and I got them to grab the globe so we could look and see where is Greenland? Is Greenland close to North America? Can you see why he maybe stumbled across it? Things like that. So that was really fun. And then, let's see, and then we ended with our read aloud. And so the first read aloud for this year was Dolphin Adventure, and it was just really cute. It's talking about this real life story about this man who was diving and found a baby dolphin that was hurt and had to help it and things like that. So we read a couple chapters of that, but it really wasn't much reading, which is really good. And for me, I've just always read to my kids. So my kids are like, that's it? I was like, that's probably a good place to be than like them being like, that is so many books. So anyway, we really liked kind of our first start into Sonlight, and I'm glad I got to take you guys along for it. And I hope you enjoyed this day in the life. Granted, it's the first time I've done one of these, so sorry if it's a little rocky or it needs some work, but I thought I would share and that would be really fun. So anyway, I hope you all are doing well, and I would love to know down below, do you guys have any special traditions for first day of school? I think it's really fun. I think we could probably add some more fun stuff because we really just kind of cook something sweet to eat and have a more chill and relaxed day. So nothing too crazy over here, but I would love to hear what you all do. Anyway, that's all I have for this video, and I will see you in the next homeschooling video. All right, take care. Bye.